I've been an artist for 12 years, and most of my life has been drawing traditionally and digitally, aiming for more of an anime style. I use an iPad to create most of my art, and this is where my problem started. So whenever you're trying to start in digital art, you know that you get stuck in this random bullshit go moment, which is essentially just trying out apps until you figure out the one that works for you. And I know this might sound crazy, but pixel art is very different to digital art, and although you can do it on Procreate, is not as good as other softwares for it. And so in my search for a software for pixel animation, I came across this one specifically that I wanted to talk about. First of all, big props to Tofu for this beautifully animated screen. And now I dare you, I challenge you to find a better free plan than this. I've never seen a better free plan than this. It's literally all features, all functions of your software. And the only limitations you have for not paying is the amount of projects that you can do. This alone already sold a lot of the software for me, because being able to completely try your software for free with all you can do with it, yes, I absolutely love that. Thanks. Now, when you first open the software, by the way, you won't have just the software's background like I do. You will have a full explanation on what everything does. And let me tell you, it is really good. I haven't felt lost or confused using this software ever since I actually started trying it. It is actually amazing, and they hold your hand every single step of the way. Also, if you're not a big fan of how it looks, don't worry, because there is an incredible amount of customization that you can do with your own custom themes too being integrated into the program, and your own colors for everything that you really need and want. It is impressive the amount of customization that the software has. Do you like Sprite? Well, there's no worries, because you have downloadable themes, and one of those downloadable themes is, for example, a square, which makes it look like a sprite. When creating a project, you also have the indexed mode for colors. I'm not sure what that does, because I think it's more like focused to video games, but you also have that. Now, talking more about the software itself, as you can see, whenever you tap a layer, the program actually shows you which layer you're working with. So that is not an issue. You can literally just tap the layer you're working with, and voila, it will do this little like fade in, fade out thing. And also, in case that you are not really good at remembering what each of the icons do, every time that the icon pops up, it will pop up with the description right next to it, which is pretty much perfect. Thanks for that. I have a really bad memory for those. Fortunately for today's video, I already had everything planned out, and everything is cut and separated into its proper layers so that I can actually explain just the program itself. Now, how do we create a new frame? Well, there's a little button on the right side of the timeline where you just press it, and then you just press to create a new frame. If you press the gray and empty one, you will create an empty frame, which is basically all of your layers but without anything drawn on them. And carrying over from Procreate, if you just press the screen with your two fingers, it will create the undo effect. Now, you have to be a bit more careful with undo, because its memory is not as long as Procreate's one, so you might get stuck if you are not careful. Now, to create a new layer, you just press this button, and then you press the empty gray square layer button. This makes it an empty layer, basically. Keeping it simple, at the right you have the frames. Basically, the empty one means that you create a new frame with all the layers but empty layers, and at the right you have the colored version, which is basically you duplicate the frame. Of course, at the left you got the same but with layers. You basically have the empty one and the colored one. Colored one for duplicating the one that you have currently selected, and the other one, which is the gray one, just like makes an empty layer. And at the top right you have all of the tools that you will ever need to actually make any of your animations, including color, eyedropper, bucket tool, lasso tool. Everything is there. Well, everything but the brush size and opacity, but those are on the left instead of the right as some other programs, but it still works just the same, just as you would expect it. Touching on any of the layers brings this sub menu out. And as you can see, we have everything here: masking, color, opacity, mode of the layer. Everything is here too. And to rename, you just press the pen and boom, you got it. Now, this is the video of me animating the whole sprite. Don't think that this is made in like really like a small time, because you know, you still need to put some work into it. So to put a selection of frames under the same tag, we're gonna press the button that says select, and then select all of the frames that we want under that tag and press the tag button. Tagging a selection of frames is super useful, especially for organization or just if you do multiple animations of the same character in the same file. So be sure to always tag the frame loop animations of your characters. Once your tag has been made, it will look like this on the timeline. Now, to choose the FPS of your animation, you will have to be touching the clock icon, and it will show you the exact amount of frames or FPS that it is displaying at. Now, if you want to modify the FPS of various frames at the same time, it is the same process as before. You select multiple, and then you choose set the clock. And finally we reach the end where we just hit the cogwheel and it will show us the options of exportation. For a more in-depth tutorial, please visit other videos. And as you can see here, we have our frames that can be exported. I have a multi-tag loop, so I'm just gonna use it. Size multiplier is, for example, when you do a really small animation, the size multiplier helps so that is actually seeable to the human eye. And yes, you can go from 1 to 10 or even import something manually. Once you're done with your adjustments, just press export and there you go. I have searched for multiple softwares regarding pixel animation and none has convinced me more than Pixquare. I want to remind everyone that this is from the perspective of someone that uses an iPad, alright? There is multiple pixel animation softwares that are really good. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. I would appreciate it, it helps a lot. And I'll see you all when I come up with another long video idea. Could be tomorrow, could be in 5 months, who knows?